Guys, welcome back to another video. We have some interesting things talked about here from games that have been announced to a price hike for the PlayStation 5, which is very odd, and it'll really be interesting to see how they handle the pricing going forward with the PS5 Pro and stuff, plus many other things. But before we do jump into it, if you do like daily gaming news content, hit the like, hit the subscribe, share the video. Also check out my Spotify, link is in the description. So yesterday was the Nintendo Direct, and there was lots of games shown off. It wasn't a decent Nintendo Direct, it was the partner Direct, so there was nothing there from a first-party Nintendo Studios perspective, but there was a bunch of other things that are now landing on the Switch that weren't there previously, as well as some new games that looked pretty cool. And of course, there was no announcement for the Nintendo Switch 2. But out of all of the announcements, there were a few multi-platform games that are going to be heading to Xbox and to the other platforms. And one of the games that is going to be coming over, this will be the first time ever in the franchise, that is Atelier Yumiya, The Alchemist of Memories and the Envisioned Land, will be launching here on the PS5, PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, Steam in early 2025. So I think this is pretty cool. Whenever there is a game that generally wasn't on Xbox, these are usually JRPGs and stuff where there just wasn't a huge market for the platform in those areas, so they didn't land on the console itself with the OG Xbox and the 360 and stuff. But now they're jumping over here onto the platform just because overall it has grown. I mean, Xbox still doesn't have very big presence in Japan or in the Asian regions, but overall as a platform, it has definitely grown. So now these games are landing on there. And of course, just like the strategy of Xbox and just like the strategy of many other major publishers out there, the reality is now games are costing more to create. They got to get them out on anywhere that they can to get more people to get interested into them and to buy them. And for this series here, if you've never played it and you've only ever really played on Xbox, now you're going to have the chance to discover it and see if it is something that you enjoy. It's a JRPG with some interesting combat mechanics. You can go check out the trailer from the Nintendo Direct, but again, coming in early 2025. Now, there was a couple of other games here that are multi-platform releases from the Nintendo Direct coming onto Xbox, as well as other platforms. But there is one that does stand out that is kind of annoying, but there's Sea of Stars free DLC coming to Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, and PC. Then there's Tales of Graces F Remastered coming to Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, and PC. And then again, Atelier Yumiya coming to all the platforms. But then there is another big game here that it is happening again. And this is a Capcom fighting collection game. And it's just, at this point, it's kind of annoying that this is happening. Xbox needs to do something about this, I think. Like, there was the Marvel vs. Capcom collection that has missed Xbox. And now there is this one here, the Capcom Fighting 2, or Capcom Collection, Fighting Collection 2, which is an awesome collection. If you've played the first collection, I have the first collection on Xbox, and it's great. Now, the second one is coming up, but it is skipping Xbox. And why this is annoying is because what's included in this collection is very enticing. Somebody like me is going to want to pick this up and play it. And because I have the first one on the Xbox platform, I would have liked to get it on Xbox. But here's what comes with it. Capcom vs. SNK Millennium Fight 2000 Pro, Capcom vs. SNK 2 Mark of the Millennium 2001, Capcom Fighting Evolution, Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper, Project Justice, which is super cool, Power Stone 2 is also really cool. And then Plasma Sword, Nightmare of Balstein, which is, I mean, very, very cool as well. So having all of these games on there in one collection, this is probably better than the first one. I have to completely remember what was in the first one, but I just like the variety of stuff that they have here with some 3D fighters, as well as, I mean, the Capcom vs. SNK games are phenomenal. So that is awesome. And it comes with like training online, there's a museum and everything. These collections are very, very well done by Capcom, and it's a shame that it is not on Xbox. So the question's still here that hasn't 100% been confirmed, but I would say it makes the most sense as to why these games aren't landing on Xbox. And it has to do with that Xbox One pipeline. It has to do with the MT framework and it not being supported with the development to get these games over to the Xbox One, as Xbox has closed that pipeline. And obviously that's an issue, because the reality is this game isn't releasing on these current generation consoles. They're only releasing on the Switch and then the PlayStation 4, which was last generation, and then of course on PC. So it just stands out that it's the Xbox One from Xbox and their development kits that it's causing the issues here. I don't think it's because they don't think people are not going to buy it on Xbox. I mean, when you have a game like Atelier coming over, that's probably going to sell far less than the Capcom Fighting Collection. So at least on the Xbox platform. So it doesn't make any sense why it wouldn't be coming over other than the pipeline. And I think Xbox needs to get this stuff worked out. There's no release date on this yet. It's coming out in 2025. So it could still happen, or it could happen at a later. But at the end of the day, it's how much money and investment I think does Xbox want to put into making sure that they do come over by adding an update to get these games to be able to be developed and released on Xbox One, so they could be playable via backwards compatibility on the Series X and the Series S. Because on the PS5, that's how people are going to be able to play them. It'll be via backwards compatibility. So kind of annoying there. I hope they work it out. Again, this is another one that as soon as it was announced, there's so much hype around it. I think they are missing the boat here by thinking that this won't be a big deal. They will be able to sell lots of copies and they will just bring overall hype. And the negativity around the platform missing it is, to my opinion, just not worth it. So just do what they got to do to be able to get those over to the platform. So those were kind of the highlights from the Nintendo Direct in terms of the multi-platform releases. And of course, there's lots of stuff coming exclusively to the Nintendo Switch if you do want to go check that out and see what else was available there. Now, I always like talking about this stuff here, so we'll jump over here and talk about these major Xbox sales, because they always have great sales on the Xbox store where you can get games that you don't have for far cheaper. And there is a special Super Saver sale for Game Pass members this week, and there's some major discounts here for lots of awesome games like Assassin's Creed Mirage, 50% off. A great game if you like the older Assassin's Creed games. This brings it to the new generation, shiny graphics. They do a really good job with the gameplay, and the story's cool. Really great Assassin's Creed game if you want to go check that out. Got the BioShock collection 80% off. You have games like Forza Horizon 4 if you want to jump back into that for 80% off. The Ghostbusters video game remasters 65% off. Red Dead Redemption 2 67% off, and just a bunch of other big games here all the way up to about 80 to 90% off. Mortal Kombat 11 90% off, which is still a great fighting game. So lots of cool stuff here. If you are an Xbox Game Pass member, it says here that the majority of these offers are expected to be available until at least September 3rd. So you have a few days here to pick up the stuff that you don't have. I'm looking through this list, and there's definitely some games that I do want to play, games that I do want to try. I mean, Top Spin 2K25, I've been looking forward to playing that. I haven't picked it up yet, but if that's the right price, I probably will get that. I mean, there's Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League here for 70% off. Not really interested in it, but at a super cheap price, I may give it a go, maybe help them try to make back that $200 million that they lost on the game itself. So stuff here to check out in the Super Saver sale for Xbox Game Pass numbers. Just another perk you get by being subscribe to Xbox Game Pass. Okay, let's talk some Halo Infinite, because this is a pretty interesting report. Not surprising, as you could see this as you were playing through the Halo Infinite campaign, but it is just a lot of stuff that was cut out of the game itself. Originally, they had planned here to bring back Halo Combat Evolves gameplay, and it makes sense because this is kind of a spiritual successor to Halo CE's gameplay. But the main thing that they were potentially trying to bring in here was non-regenerative health and having health packs. And basically this was found out because there's a location on the Halo Infinite map that when it first launched, there was like a way to get to that you weren't supposed to be able to get to, and you could see that was a part of the game that was supposed to be within the campaign, but obviously to get cut, maybe they didn't have enough time to finish it before the release of the game. And that was very disappointing, because I thought the campaign was a lot of fun. The gameplay was good. I actually enjoyed the story. I think Halo Infinite is a very good Halo game, but there's so much more they could have done in the campaign. They could have expanded it out with DLC, new areas, new biomes. Even in like the art book, you could see the vision of wanting to have more biomes and just a bunch of different areas on the Halo ring, but it just didn't happen. Terrible management at 343 throughout the release of it, obviously with the content, which was the major issue. And to me, I think Halo Infinite is a completely missed opportunity to make it much bigger than it is, with a lot of stuff they could have added to it. Still a phenomenal Halo game, gameplay perspective, probably the best in the series, but a big missed opportunity from the content side, even in the campaign. And apparently they were even trying to go here with regenerative health. It says in the campaign, health packs would have been located at marine camps and in nooks and crannies to promote exploration. The Sandbox team leaders cut this without providing a reason. I bet you the reason is they just didn't really have enough time to implement it, or they just thought the design of this with the open world map didn't make sense. Because if you're running around and you're nowhere near a marine camp, do you really want to kill the overall flow of the gameplay just to get a health pack? if you can take out your enemies, jump around, find cover and stuff like that. I mean, I'm fine with the way that they handled health, but I could see reasons why they would have cut it. It could have also just been from poor leadership and just not being able to flesh it out enough. It says 343 only shipped 1/3 to half of their original plan, and I absolutely believe that. And then additional information here, he says here, this is from Rebs Gaming, I can confirm that out of bounds areas in the campaign were planned to be gameplay spaces included in the game at launch. Very disappointing that they weren't able to finish that. And he says this probably explains why 343 is developing a Halo CE remake. So, I mean, I would love to see a Halo CE remake. A full remake. We've seen the remasters, and the remaster is great. The anniversary edition is phenomenal, how you can flip between the graphics. But if they take that game, make it into something new, remake it and have a world that is bigger, more fleshed out, I think that would be awesome. It is a legendary game, one of my favorite games of all time, so I would love to see a remake of that. But that's just some info here on Halo Infinite, and the question is, where do they go from here with the game itself? What is coming out next? Is it going to be the remake? Is it going to be the next game in the series? I don't think we'll see any of this until the next generation of Xbox. Now, Age of Mythology Retold reviews are out, and this is going to be available today. Play it on your Xbox, play it on your PC, play day one with Xbox Game Pass and Ultimate Console and PC. So it's there for all of them. And it is a game I'm very much looking forward to. Love how they're bringing this back. It is sitting right now at 82 on Metacritic and 83 on OpenCritic. So the reviews are very good for this game. And you can go through and you can check it out. I mean, the controls look good with the Xbox, not if you're not playing on PC. So I think that is going to be a very important thing for console players. And I love to see that these games are now launching on the console more and more, because that was always a thing here. These were generally PC games. If you didn't have a PC that could run it, if you just didn't have a PC setup, you wouldn't be able to play these awesome RTS games. But now you can, and day one with Xbox Game Pass. So it'll be fun to see more come out about this game, people playing it, strategies, all of that type of stuff. All right, let's jump over here to some PlayStation stuff, because there is some big news here when it comes to the PlayStation 5, and particularly in Japan, which it could make its waves across different regions depending on how this goes. But the PS5 is getting another price increase in Japan. It says both the standard and digital models are going up by around $90. What a weird generation that we are going through. We were just talking about this yesterday, about there's been no price cuts on these consoles, and now we're seeing these consoles be more expensive 4 years into the life cycle than they were at launch. Crazy. And this is honestly, in terms of like the pricing and the models, especially for the PlayStation, this may be one of the worst console generations we have ever had. But it says you're starting on September 2nd, the standard PlayStation 5 will cost, I'll just say it in dollars here, so $550, which is a $90 increase on the current price of $460. So it's 79,980 yen, a 13,000 yen increase to bring it up to that from the 66,980 yen it previously was. Now, the digital edition is also seeing a $13,000 yen hike, rising from 59,980 yen, so $415, to 72,980 yen, which is $505. And then they also say here that the accessories, like the DualSense controller, is going to see approximately a $15 to $20 increase in price here. So they're saying it's going from about $65 to $68 up to $80 to $83, which is crazy. And then the PlayStation Portal is also getting a small increase. So it will cost $240 versus what it was costing, which was $205. So everything is going up in price with the PlayStation 5 in Japan specifically. Will we see this come across the rest of the world? We don't know yet. I wouldn't be surprised, to be completely honest, but there is some more insight here. It says, at the time of the announcement, Tokyo-based industry consultant Dr. Shirkan Toto told VGC that while software sales for the company looked quite solid, despite a quiet period, hardware sales looked less promising. He says the big weak spot, however, is hardware sales. The year-on-year drop is not surprising, but quite significant. Sony can only hope that Astro Bot or the one or other new game coming this year will make people go out and buy the PS5s again. So I think there's a lot of reasons why this is happening. Economic conditions. I saw people on X commenting on my post and stuff that apparently they raised interest rates and everything in Japan. So all of that can definitely be an issue. Inflation, all that plays into these prices going up. But the business side of things from PlayStation, I mean, the writing is on the wall. They have told us that they need to expand out. They need to put their games in more places. They are moving away from being strictly console focused and console exclusivity and all that type of stuff. So their business model is expanding out. And when you see a game like Concord get released, that was over $100 million approximately in terms of development. I mean, the 8-year development cycle, like tons of money went into that game. Games got cut for that game to still come out, and it absolutely falls on its face. They have to make up their money somewhere. They have to be able to grab cash from different parts of the business, and maybe this plays into that as well. But very weird generation here of just consoles not getting price cuts, but rather going up versus how much they cost when they first launched. And we'll see if this continues. Xbox, I wonder if they're going to do anything like this because of what is going on in Japan as well. They probably will, but at the same time, they could do a crazy power move here and cut the price of the Xbox. I know that may not make any sense economically, but hey, if their consoles aren't selling and you got to do something to get them off the shelf, maybe just go the opposite direction, a small price cut, and just give more incentive for people in Japan to go out and buy the Xbox. You never know. That'd be kind of a power move, in my opinion, from a $1 trillion corporation. All right, let's jump over here as well, because this is more evidence that PlayStation is going full multi-platform, putting their games on PC, wanting people to play their games on PC. Today, right now, you can actually go and you can download the PlayStation Accessories app where you can customize your DualSense controller. They put up this tweet saying, starting today, PC gamers can unleash the full customizable power of the DualSense Edge controller directly on their computer. With the PlayStation Accessories app, customize the controller settings and update its firmware directly from your Windows PC. So you're going to be able to get everything on the DualSense Edge now and be able to get all of the features that are going to be available with that controller. Like you can get the haptics, you get the triggers and all that type of stuff. And then you can also go in here and fix how you want the buttons, the layouts, the sensitivity, all of that type of stuff. So they are coming here. They're giving more multi-platform features to PC gamers. And I think this is a great thing just for gamers overall. Now let's talk about this, because it looks like they potentially are also now heading a new studio or opening up a new studio to work on a new sci-fi action game with Bungie. It says Jason Blundell is heading a new studio at Sony to work on a new sci-fi action game with Bungie. It is claimed. This is still just a rumor. It's not 100% confirmed or anything like that, but it says a former Call of Duty Black Ops executive producer has joined Sony to work on a brand new game with Bungie for PlayStation, according to Girl Glitcher, who, if you click on Girl Glitcher here, is a Twitter account, next account here, with who had put out this rumor, has like 270,000 views and lots of traction on it. But it says here that Jason Blundell has taken on a role as the head of a new studio within Sony, and the studio is developing a new game alongside Destiny 2 developer Bungie that is an action game set in a brand new science fantasy universe. So interesting. We'll see what it is. I'm always here for new IPs from PlayStation because I feel like they just haven't given us really anything new in a long time, at least from the single player perspective. They gave us Concord failed, but I'm always here for something new to come out of their studios because they do have great narratives and they do have great people there that make some awesome games. So I love that, but I also love them just dive into their back catalog, games we haven't seen in a long time. Like, give me a new Infamous. Like, where is Infamous? I want to see another one of those. Give me a new Twisted Metal. We were supposed to get that, it got canceled. So there's so much stuff here that could be coming out. New Resistance, I'd love to see that as well. But a new game, I'm here for it, as long if it's not another Horizon or God of War or whatever, which are good games, but I would like to see something brand new. And then finally, we have this, a game that I'm extremely excited for, maybe one of my most anticipated games this year, and that is Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. We got the post-launch roadmap for the game itself, and now you can see everything that you're going to be getting with the year one battle plan. So starting here, season 1, September, ultra wide support, private PvE lobbies, battle barge, sparring arena. And this is with the free updates. Season 2, you're going to get new PvE missions, lethal difficulty added plus new enemies, a Neo Volkite pistol. Season 3, you're going to be getting new PvE missions, new PvP game mode, new PvP arenas, new enemies, PvE prestige ranks, battle barge expansion, and then season 4, horde mode, new enemy, and new weapon. And this is pretty cool. This is all free updates if you were to buy this game that are coming between now and 2025 with the new seasons for this game. So they're planning this game to have a long life, or at least a couple of years, where people are going to be continuously playing it. Now, if you get the season pass, you get the Ultramarines cosmetic pack within season 1. Season 2, you get the Dark Angels champion pack, cosmetic pack, weapon skin pack. Season 3, you're getting one chapter. You will receive a champion pack, cosmetic pack, weapon skin pack, and then in another chapter, you will receive another champion pack. Again, we don't know exactly what all of this is, but they're just telling you content is coming. And then season 4, you're going to be getting some more champion packs, cosmetic packs, and it's just more stuff added on to the free plan. But if you don't care about the season passes and paying extra for that, you get all of this stuff for free with the free updates. And the game looks phenomenal from what we have seen just in the gameplay and everything. I'm really, really excited for it. It is coming out very soon, releasing here on September 9th, 2024. So just in about a week or so, we're all going to be able to sit here and play Space Marine 2. But I'll end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.